After one long week, fanboys and fangirls, Technoid Show is officially back. And today, we're gonna talk about the last minute reports of WWDC. As you know, WWDC is literally tomorrow. So let's get through the last minute rumors, talk about everything that we can expect from the show, and what are some things not to expect. That's literally it. That's the whole show today. So nothing else to say. Let's cue the intro. Alrighty guys, as I said before, it's been one full week. I am glad to be back here. I missed all of you guys. I missed making videos. So let's not waste any time. The first story, the only story for today, WWDC 2022. Now, as you know, every single year that I've been covering WWDC, at least on my show, you guys know that I like to do this format very easily. We talk about things we will expect and then some things not to expect. And then at the very end, I give my wild card for anything that might be a wild possibility but not off the table. So first things, let's talk about it. So WWDC, as you know, is all about software. They're not really mostly hardware focused, although there have been several times when we have seen hardware show up at WWDC. But this time around, I'm not gonna focus on the hardware first. Let's get right to the software. So the first thing you can realistically expect is get an announcement for every major OS that Apple offers. Now, the biggest one of focus is not iOS 16, but rather it is iPadOS. Now, we'll talk about iPadOS in just one moment, but real quickly talking about iOS 16, the biggest thing that we know for a fact is that this is not the redesign that we were expecting. We know now that it's not a redesign, it's not a revamp, which I think is blasphemous. It's been 11 years since iOS 17, excuse me, what am I saying? See, I'm still in vacation mode, so excuse me for my mishaps. I meant to say iOS 7, but it's been a long time. We're almost 10 years, I believe, almost 11, maybe more, and maybe less. And we still haven't had a redesign. There is no redesign that we have seen. Now, there are a lot of people saying that this is probably a good thing because, as you know, the current iOS build is just very, very buggy and very, very bad. So maybe this is one of those OSs where they did with iOS 12, where they went back on the design and focused on the performance. We'll have to wait and see how Apple's position it, but we have heard that it will get some refreshed designs in terms of the app icons, the layout of iOS. While it won't be a significant redesign like everybody wants, it will, however, feel fresh. It will be more kind of like a refresh. That's basically the best way to put it. There are some expected rumors saying that they will expand widgets once again. They will also work on some iMessage features and also FaceTime. But that's really everything for iOS 16. We don't know when we're gonna get a redesign, and I am at this point, I'm just saying to myself, I don't expect it to come anytime soon. So I'm not holding my breath out for iOS 16, but who knows? Anyway, moving on, now let's get to iPadOS. Now this is the one that everybody's been focusing on. Last year it was the big center of attention. This year it is once again the center of attention. And that is because of iPadOS. We all know by now, I don't have to say it, I don't have to go through any more, I don't have to keep repeating myself, but in case I have to, for those that don't know, yes, the thing is still behind. It is so behind that the iPads cannot take advantage of the M1 chips or even just take advantage of a laptop-like experience. And for a while, Apple has made several implementations and several attempts to combat this, but there's no way around it. The OIS is just, it's not there. So it looks like Apple will, of course, be addressing these issues in hopes that they once again, hopefully, get everything rolling. But the reports are saying that they will focus on the use of multitask apps. They will figure out a way to use multitask. They will figure out a way to make it more like a laptop, which is something that I think a lot of us have been wanting to see. And also how it will take advantage of the onboard M1 chip and using its maximum full potential. Now, this is exactly something that they have to do, because if we get anything less than that, then I'm here to tell you guys that iPadOS may never take full advantage of what's on board. If there was ever a product to go all out for, like Apple, I know you want to have control, I know you want to really have a say, but of all products that should be the last, it should be the Macs and the iPad, especially with the hardware you're putting in. So yeah, iPadOS, let's pray to God. Let's pray that it really delivers. Anyway, moving on, then of course macOS. Now macOS, we haven't heard really anything. It just kind of gets the same things that the iOS and iPadOS get because everything now is more well optimized. The only thing that I personally would want to see with the MacBooks and in terms of, I would say macOS, you know what? Actually, I'll leave that in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see with macOS. Next up is watchOS. The one thing that I know for a fact for watchOS is they will be adding more workouts. They'll be adding more things into it to make it more effective for tracking. I don't expect them to add any new health features. Any type of health features is more hardware, and that's something we will see in newer Apple Watch models. But I do expect them to expand more of the workouts and also expand more of the fitness tracking, just so that way we can get more things in our daily lives with Apple Watch. Next thing up is also tvOS. With tvOS, I really don't see anything else they could do. I mean, it does pretty much the essentials of everything it needs to with HDR10 and 10 Plus, also with Dolby Atmos support, Dolby Vision support. I really don't know what else for them to do is possible, but the only thing that I think they can do is probably incorporate more third-party apps and kind of open up the cable service more, making the tvOS like a cable box replacement, adding more app support for apps like Xfinity, Comcast, other services, things like that. But I also expect them to make a big hub about Apple TV Plus, their biggest subscription service, and then of course Apple Music and all those other things, but we've heard already about them, so I don't expect them to be in the big fold. But tvOS, the only thing lastly that I would want to see is them maximize the HomePods. HomePodOS will probably get something, but someone is telling me that it may not actually be for the big HomePod, that the big HomePod may be on its last OS update. We'll have to wait and see on that. And to round it all off, the last thing to talk about is, of course, Apple's HomeKit accessories. We do know that they're trying to make some big pushes, so expect them to talk a lot about that and also talk about more smart devices as well. So that's everything for WWDC. Now let's get to the wild cards and the things not expected to happen. The first thing I don't think to expect is any talks of the VR headset. That is still in its development. That's still an idea. It's still a concept, but Apple is getting closer towards it. It doesn't mean that it's not ready. It's just nowhere near ready for an announcement. So I don't expect them to see that. Number two, there have been reports saying that the MacBook Air will be getting a refreshed update. I put that down as a wild card because while I don't think it's not possible, I do also think that it is possible that we could see Apple finally launch the new refreshed MacBook Air, which taking designs from the MacBook, which I think we can all agree is ugly. And what makes it worse is that they're actually coloring the bezels. Good job, Apple. Good job. But there is also reports saying that it was supposed to come in new colors. Now they're saying not to have and expect any colors. So don't expect anything on that. And lastly, to round it all off, to basically just finish off the video, last thing they said was to also expect a new HomePod, which I am calling BS. Because it's not that it's not true, there is just no way Apple is releasing a newer HomePod, at least now. They'll probably do it in September, if anything, but even then, I don't see them really refreshing the HomePods right away. But of course, we'll have to wait and see with WWDC with HomePodOS. And that's everything for WWDC. So guys, that's everything you can expect, things not to expect, and then of course the one wild card. And of course, if there's anything that I missed out, you can write it in the comments. Anyway guys, it is great to be behind the camera again. It is great to see you guys. I miss making videos. The summer is here. Time to have some fun. Time to get back what is rightfully mine, which is, well, really nothing. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day guys. Take care, stay safe. I will see you all next time, and